on the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Open Line.
Hey everybody, welcome. Rhori Johnston with you, and I'm sitting up way too high. I'm going to come down a little bit in my chair. It's Thursday night. It is Open Line here on NewsChannel 5 Plus, and we're so pleased that you have tuned in. And we have a fascinating discussion tonight with three experts who are here in town for a really interesting event over at the Tennessee State Museum. We're going to talk all about it. The title of it is Coercive Control, Cults and Community. You heard that right. We are talking about cults tonight, but it may not be what you think. We're going to try to instruct you on what's going on. And right here to my left is Dylesia Barner. I said that right, Dylesia?
You said it right.
Thanks for being here. Debby Schriver is here with us, and Bill Goldberg, all going to be a part of this event at the Tennessee State Museum. Dylesia, start with you. Second generation adult cult survivor.
Yes.
And now you are doing what?
I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I actually live in Nashville, and I own a private practice here, a private mental health practice.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
This is convenient for you.
It is, down the street.
You're here. Debby Schriver is also a cult expert. She's an author, human rights activist, and she's no stranger to Tennessee, University of Tennessee.
Right.
You studied there, and you also taught there, right?
I did, and I retired from there, but I still live over there.
Okay, in Knoxville area? Mm-hmm. Great. My daughter is a student at UT right now. Bill Goldberg comes to us from Long Island, as they say, I believe, Rockland County. Are you still up there or in that area?
I worked in Rockland County. I live in New Jersey. I worked in Rockland County.
What part of New Jersey?
In Englewood.
Englewood, yeah, right over the river. Right over the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I know it well. Bill is also works with families of cult members and has written articles on therapeutic programs for chronically mentally ill young adults. And so we've got an incredible team of people here of expertise. So let's start with a real easy question, and that is, how would you define a cult? Because, right away we think in pop culture, and in my business I'm thinking, okay, Branch Davidian, David Koresh, and I'm thinking of Heaven's Gate and so on, but it's not necessarily these big news headlines. It's more subtle than that, isn't it? Bill, let's start with you.
Sure. A cult is an organization that has a charismatic leader who has followers who devote themselves to him or her completely. The cult leader makes all the decisions for the people in the cult, other than a few simple things that don't really matter. But when it comes to their lifestyle, when it comes to their beliefs, the cult leader is prime. But the issue, Rhori, is less how we would define a cult and more how the group interferes with a person's life.
Right.
So although I get calls from families that say, my child is involved in this group, is it a cult? I say, I understand why you're asking the question, but that's not really the issue. The issue is, how is your child responding? Yeah. Have they given up their interests? Have they given up their schooling? Are they completely changed in terms of the people that they hang out with? That's the issue. So some people that are involved with cults are involved peripherally.
Yeah.
Some people are involved with groups that are just mildly...
So you're saying, is there a clear diversion from someone's regular path?
Exactly. A quick change that's been brought about through pressure, not a change that's brought about through somebody realizing that they want to go in a different direction, but somebody that's been pressured by groups and has made a quick and abrupt change that completely changes their life.
Debby, I know that your focus is on child development, and this is key, and we're going to talk to you about it. How are children more vulnerable in a way? I mean, obviously they're looking up to authority figures, charismatic authority figures, right?
Yes, and I think in particular, we have children who are born into cults, and so the way they grow, the way their values,
that's all they know.
Everything their wiring is really dictated by the cult leader, and they don't learn to trust, they don't learn to connect to others, and when they are taken from the cult for some whatever reason, the world out here is foreign to them. And
Sure.
you can talk more about that.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
well, and when we talk about cults, a lot of times religion is kind of hand in hand. It's a religious leader, it's a religious belief that they're following, and it turns into something more severe, right? And you, I know, Dylesia says here, from age 15 to 18, a member of the Cult of Christianity in Virginia. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so to piggyback kind of off what you said, I didn't necessarily grow up in it. My mom actually met the woman who ended up being the apostle of this ministry when she was a little girl, and she actually brought her to Christ. And because of that, when she later found out that she had a church, she brought me, my siblings, all of us there. And from ages 15 to 18, I was a member of this. And what I'll say, in addition to what Bill said, I think it was a great definition of what a cult is. You're groomed for it. So a lot of times we won't always think that we're being pressured to make the decision. It seems like it's something you want to be a part of because they're nice to you. Like, for instance, they paid our car payment, and then they got us a new car, and there were all these acts of service that happened that in many ways made us feel indebted to them. So there's not always that feeling of being pressured. Sometimes you do feel like you are agreeing to be a part of this until later you realize, what am I involved in?
737+, by the way, obviously is our phone number, and we call it Open Line because we would like to hear from you. So be sure to call in and we'll put you on hold, and you can ask questions of our expert panel tonight. 737+. So where is the line where it crosses from that, here's a positive support group maybe, or where does the line cross where it becomes not positive anymore and controlling and things start to spiral?
A lot of groups that we would consider to be destructive cults started out as pretty benign groups.
Yeah.
And you have individuals who aren't able to handle a position of power.
Right.
And when that happens, instead of saying to somebody who says, you know, I think you're a very wise person, and you say, yes, thank you, but you have the tools yourself, and I know you can do it. They say, yes, I am wise. In fact, I can tell you what to do in many areas of your life. As therapists, if a patient leaves and says, you're really great, you have all the answers, I always say, no. I don't. I have my own struggles. I don't choose to discuss them with you. But a cult leader will say, yes, I am great. You're right. I really do have all the answers. And in fact, if you don't follow what I'm suggesting, you're going to end up in, if it's a religious group, in hell. If it's a therapy cult, you'll end up sick. If it's a health kind of cult, you'll end up in ill health. It's the lack of boundary, the lack
So the healthy parameters are no longer there, right?
The checks and balances that are so necessary for a group and for a nation.
And also, cult members eventually depend on the cult for their food, for their livelihood, for their homes. The cult leader often dictates who their families are or moves them around, and the children in particular don't have, their parents are not their authority. It's the cult leader who's the authority.
All right. 737+ is the phone number. Maybe you have experienced this. Someone, a loved one, a member of your family has gone through something similar, or you may have questions for our panel. We hope you'll call in. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, about a minute earlier than normal. We'll take our first break and come back with our panel on Open Line right after this.